Welcome to another video. Today we have something special where we're going to be checking out a specific map, Azurite Shores. This map is a quite interesting map, and I've always had a lot of difficulty playing it in the past. So I figured some other people may have the same problem that I do. So we're going to explain a little bit of my strategies I use to succeed on this map specifically. If you guys enjoy, be sure to subscribe. We're almost to 1,000, and I'm super excited to do a special video after that time talking about a unique turret strategy I have for Beyond All Reason. Anyway, I will see you guys in the video.
There's kind of a little bit of a bait to go into some less than optimal factories. Now, what I have found every time I play this map is that if you end up going for like more than maybe one hovercraft player on this map, you end up losing your C. And the C is an extremely valuable thing to control. It has a lot of mexes. It has a geothermal plant. I think 2 geothermal plants, right? Let's actually see. There's like what, some 8 mexes here, 3 mexes here, 8, and then another maybe 4 mexes actually, and then another 8 mexes here. So that's a total of like 20 mexes in the sea. That's a significant amount of income. And this is probably going to be a very short video, but I just want to go into the very important nature of going for the ocean on this map. Okay, don't fall for the bait. Don't go hovercraft. Naval is the most powerful when it comes to dealing with sea fights. The units are extremely strong, and if you can control the majority of the sea or almost all of the sea, you're gaining 20 mexes total for your entire team. Because if for some reason this side collapses, this collapse here will transition into this side collapsing as well, and then just like go all the way down where it just collapses over and over again all the way through. So it's like a chain reaction. Does that make sense? So yeah, I basically what we did on this map is I told everyone, please everybody go naval. So we got Fly going naval, we got Sand going naval, we got Space Raider going naval, and we got R2 VCAP going naval. And on the enemy team we have Bubblegum and Z-Docs, and then we have Ratzzer going hovercraft, which I think that was a mistake, just based on what I have seen. And then we also have Escape. So they have one less person going naval. And then I did something a little bit unique, and that is I came down. Well, at first I built a bot factory to get some res bots out, and that's just for crystal reclaim and being able to do a little bit of production on the land if needed. And then I went straight for another naval factory here. So we have a total of 5 players naval. I even may suggest going 6 players naval, and I don't know if this guy ends up doing that as well. Hofats, I did ask him to, but I didn't actually see if he did it or not. And what this does is this creates an overwhelming force in the ocean, and that gives you a huge opportunity to just completely crush your opponents and gain a total of 20 mexes. So I just start with a couple, basic units going into a couple frigates, and Blue's already got some destroyers up, which is a bad deal. And Fly Nerd is a little bit of a newer player. You can see he has 11 OS. Well, not a newer player, just a, still making his way in the Beyond All Reason ranks, right? And so me and him are going to have to work together because we're going up against the highest player at 38 OS in the sea. But the nice thing is, it doesn't really matter, because when it comes to players, if you get 2v1'd, you have an overwhelming odds of losing, right? And so that's what we're going for here. We're like, I'm going Well, at least we're 2v1ing this guy, because that means we could possibly still win. And we're just cranking out units as much as we can, and you can see I'm very close to M stalled at this point, but we have a pretty overwhelming force, especially combined with Fly. And the rest of the ocean's doing well. Going up against the hovercraft this guy is completely controlled the sea at this point, which is fantastic. And purple taking, or pink taking a couple of bad trades here. I would have preferred that we try to move together, and I really wanted to heal this assault frigate before pushing in, but he was greedy and he had to do it. So I was like, okay, well, we gotta back you up, man. So we go all in, and because we don't want the blue commander to get any of this metal if we can help it. As much of this metal as we can needs to go into our control. And I don't really have any build power back here, which is also a significant problem because I wasn't quite ready to start fighting yet. Anyway, so that fight's not going very great, but on this side we're doing pretty good. We got a little bit of naval fight here, but it's the 2v1 factory on this side as well, which means that they're going to eventually be able to get bubblegum. Even though some of these players aren't necessarily the best at sea and are kind of new or whatever, they're still crushing it. They're working together in a great mix. You can see the blue commander's trying to survive this 2v1 attack, and it's just not working. And now we have vision of him here. We had the commander with vision. We can see him reclaiming that, and so I want to try to poke the commander as much as I can, but also be extremely careful, because if the commander explodes, that's going to do a ton of damage to our naval force, and I want to make sure that we don't lose any of our ships to that explosion. So you just want to kind of tread the borderline and kind of fall back as you hit him to wait for him to explode. They do have a decent bombing run here that does take out quite a bit of energy production and does a decent harassment. And I think we had 2 tech players, and that's one of the reasons why it was so bad. I originally thought that we were going to have an air player, which is optimal, right? You want to have 1 air player, but they don't end up going air, so that's unfortunate. Anyway, we got a decent amount of damage here, and we end up hitting Death Kebab, and he is done. Death Kebab exploded, and that means my commander can walk in and take all that juicy metal. And I think the blue player might have just said, you know what, I'm out. Yeah, he gave up all of his stuff and he left the game, essentially. Poor man. It escaped from Rosetta. He is unfortunately taking some loss here, and this means that this is just going to have catastrophic failure all the way down, destruction all the way through. So yeah, anyway, like I said, very short video. If you guys got value from it, please subscribe. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That would be extremely helpful to just get us over the edge. And we will see you guys on the battlefield.